Dear students of Standard 10, welcome to the class of English First Paper. Today, we are going to learn the last lesson of Unit 12, that is lesson number 4. Our topic's name is In Search of Identity. While reading newspaper, you may have seen that there is a page for the letters of the readers. That means the readers send some letters describing different problems and the authority of the newspaper tries to solve the problems. They give suggestion how to solve those problems. This text is also arranged in that way. A person is writing a letter about a problem and the newspaper authority is trying to give the solution. So let's see the text. Avhajan's problem page. You are not alone. A person Mithun is writing the letter. Dear Avhajan, often I am so sorry to see the city's footpaths occupied by floating people. Floating people, that means these persons have no permanent place for living. They are living in some makeshift shacks. Makeshift, that means temporary, and shacks means shelter. They are living in temporary shelters. I simply cannot think how father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, and kids all live in such a tiny place. Within the few square yards in their possession, they sleep, socialize, cook, and even beautify themselves. These people are living in such an inhuman condition. Why inhuman? Because in a small place, a lot of people live together. This cannot be the picture of life in a civilized society. Also, they are polluting the area. They are least bothered about their health and hygiene. Out of curiosity, I talked to some of these people. They have their own homes and identity in their own village. That means they have native village, but they come to city for different purposes. They are here thinking that life in the city will be better. What an irony! That means what a paradox. What they have thought, it just happened different. Can't the society or the state do anything for these people? However, I must admit that I am amazed to see how they sometimes tidy up their places, especially in the evening. Home, sweet home after all, Mithun. So wherever they live, they try to live beautifully. Now we will see the answer of this letter. That is, Avhajan is giving answer to Mithun. Dear Mithun, I understand your concern. Human flow from the rural areas to the urban areas is a big social problem in many countries like ours. These floating people are definitely a burden to the cities where they migrate. When the number is huge, it is difficult for any state to rehabilitate, means to restore them quickly. See from the other side, the people you have referred to have lost their roots and they are unable to assimilate in the new culture. That means they are unable to integrate themselves in the new culture. Maybe many of them are attracted by the charm of the cities, but I am sure it was a need to many others. That means some people come to city for its attractive scenery and some people come for their need. People become rootless, sometimes due to climate change, river erosion, social discrepancies, that means differences, or poverty. However, you cannot solve this problem overnight, but you can certainly take steps to improve their lifestyle. Why don't you form a committee with other young people in your locality that will teach them basic health and hygiene? That means Mithun should take some steps to improve their lifestyle. It may better their life as well as help you minimize pollution. Give it a try. Yours, Abhajan. Dear students, the text is very short, but in exercise E, there is a dialogue, but the dialogue is arranged as fill in the blanks. So we have to solve it and you must solve it in your book. It's a long dialogue. Let's try to solve it. Exercise E. Work in groups. Take roles as a TV anchor, Mojnu Mia, Fazlur Rahman, and Nilima Chaudhary as given in the following text. That means there are four persons here. Put suitable verb form into each gap of the text related to your role. Then act out the talk show. So let's try to solve the fill in the blanks. TV anchor. Viewers, welcome to our program Looking Back to Roots. Today we have three guests with us. Mr. Mojnu Mia, a slum dweller, Mr. Fazlur Rahman, an immigrant to UK, and a social scientist Nilima Chaudhary. Today we are going to see how people feel when they are detached from their roots, what might be some consequences, and how a social scientist helps them. Let me introduce to Mojnu Mia. Mojnu Mia, where are you from and why and how have you come to this city? So there are nine blanks here. You must do it in your book. Next, Mojnu Mia. I am from Sherpur. You know, it's a river erosion prone area. The river has washed away most of my agricultural land. It has grasped my home as well. Now, you can say that I am a refugee. I and my family members came to this city with the last savings. But I am fed up with the life here. I sell vegetables as a hawker. I work very hard. I cannot give any time to my wife or kids. I live in a slum. It's very dirty. People are sometimes involved in different sorts of crime. My kids don't like it, neither my wife nor me. In the village, everybody used to know or honor us, but here no one knows me. I have nowhere to go, none to stand beside me. Nobody helps me. I thought the city will give me a moderate life, but I am mistaken. TV anchor. Right. We are really sorry to learn about your situation. Now let us talk to Mr. Fazlur Rahman. Mr. Rahman, why did you leave your country and how are you feeling in the UK? Fazlur Rahman, well, I was young when I went to UK. My first few years were terrible. I did all kinds of odd jobs. Gradually, I gained or gathered experience. I have attended different professional training courses, and over the period, my language has developed. Now I am a citizen there. I have my own detached home, personal car, and business. When I went there, I was a poor man, but now I am a rich man. I pay a good amount of income tax. But to be honest, when I return to my own country, I wish I should not go back to UK. It's my own country. I have left my friends and family members here. I miss my culture, tradition, foods, and whatnot. I have been there for more than 15 years, but still there is a distinction between the native people and expatriates. That means immigrant, bohiragato, like me. Perhaps we'll never shake off our identity as foreigners. TV uncle. Okay, let us find or get the explanation of these problems from a social scientist Nilima Choudhury. Miss Choudhury, what are your interpretations about these problems? Nilima Choudhury, you see, this problem is often turned into diaspora. It means migration or scattering of people away from an established or ancestral homeland. There might be different reasons for that. It may be due to government action, political decisions, or to avoid conflict and warfare. Diaspora has some common consequences. Once people are away from their roots, they have a kind of cultural shock. They take time to integrate to the new culture. Sometimes they never integrate. This gives them a feeling of homesickness. In spite of their strong fascination for homeland or hometown, diaspora people fail to get back to their roots. As a result, they have a kind of mental conflict and identity crisis, which makes their life restless. Sometimes, lack of social acceptance coupled with economic inability, inadequate education, and loose family ties, people are being involved in crimes. You may ask, does it mean that people won't go to other cities or countries? People will, as it's 21st century when the world is a big global village. But we have to be aware of the problems created from diaspora. It's a reality that people with better ties with their roots are less sufferer of this problem. So instead of being allured by the better life, we can try to be happy with what we have and gradually try to develop our condition without forgetting our roots. It's a long conversation, a long fill in the blanks. So complete it with care in your book, and you must learn exercise D from your book. That is, you have to write here two problem letters. One letter will describe about problem. It might be personal or social, and another letter will give suggestion about the problems. And besides, you should practice model question at home. We'll meet soon with a new topic. Till then, goodbye.